Have you ever wondered how a small city-state on the Italian peninsula became one of the most powerful empires in history? Let's turn back the clock to the early days of Rome, a time when it was a mere speck on the grand tapestry of the world. The city was founded, as legend has it, by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus in 753 BC. But it wasn't until 509 BC, after overthrowing their Etruscan overlords, that the Romans established their republic. The republic was a novel concept at the time, a government where power was held by the people and their elected representatives. This societal structure, combined with a unique blend of discipline, organization, and strategy, allowed Rome to expand from a city-state to a formidable force on the Italian peninsula. The Roman army was a testament to this discipline and organization. Each soldier, a cog in the well-oiled Roman military machine, was drilled to perfection. They moved as one, fought as one, and won as one. This unity and precision, unparalleled at the time, were key factors in Rome's early successes. But the Roman Empire wasn't just about military might. It was also about politics and diplomacy. The political structures of the Republic, with its Senate and assemblies, ensured a balance of power and fostered an environment of debate and dialogue. This gave Rome a strategic advantage, allowing it to navigate the complex web of alliances, rivalries, and wars that defined the era. At the heart of this expansion were the core Roman principles of justice, virtue, and piety. These principles were not just ideals to strive for but were deeply ingrained in the Roman society, guiding their actions from the battlefield to the Senate floor. As Rome grew, so did its influence. The city-state that was once a small player on the world stage was now a burgeoning republic, its tentacles reaching out slowly but surely into the surrounding regions. The seeds of an empire were sown, ready to spread their roots across the known world. Imagine a time when Rome, at its zenith, controlled the Mediterranean and beyond. This was the golden age of Rome, a period known as the Pax Romana, or Roman Peace, which spanned from 27 BC to 180 AD, under the reign of Augustus Caesar. This era was marked by an unprecedented wave of peace and prosperity. Rome, under the astute leadership of Augustus, flourished in every aspect. It was during this time that Rome became a model of administrative efficiency and law, setting standards that would be admired and emulated by future civilizations. Augustus Caesar was not just a successful military leader, but also a wise statesman. He introduced a series of reforms and laws that brought about social stability, effectively keeping the vast empire intact. In fact, the Roman legal system, known for its fairness, became the bedrock of the legal systems we see today in many parts of the world. In the realm of architecture, Rome left an indelible imprint. The city was adorned with grand structures, many of which stand to this day as testaments to Rome's architectural prowess. The grandeur of the Colosseum, the elegance of the Pantheon, the magnificence of the aqueducts, all were conceived and built during this golden period. Culture and the arts also thrived during the Pax Romana. Literature, sculpture, and painting reached new heights. Rome was a melting pot of various cultures, fostering a vibrant and diverse society. The works of Virgil, Ovid, and Horace, among others, enriched the world's literary heritage. The Roman Empire reached its greatest territorial extent under Emperor Trajan, encompassing vast lands across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. This was a time when Rome was not just a city or an empire, but a beacon of civilization that shone brightly across the known world. The Roman Empire, strong and mighty, stood as an unchallenged beacon of civilization. It was an era of prosperity, a time of peace, a golden age that would echo through the annals of history. But what happens when an empire grows too large, too fast? This was the daunting question that haunted the Roman Empire as it stretched its borders across the known world. From the sun-drenched shores of Spain to the farthest reaches of the Middle East, Rome's influence was vast, diverse, and incredibly complex. Imagine, if you will, the monumental task of managing such a colossal entity. The Romans were faced with the challenge of governing a melting pot of cultures, each with its own traditions, languages, and societal norms. This was not a task for the faint of heart. Economic strains began to show as the empire expanded. The coffers of Rome, once overflowing with the spoils of conquest, began to dwindle. The cost of maintaining such a vast territory, from infrastructure to military expenditure, was crippling. The gold and silver that once flowed freely through the streets of Rome were becoming as scarce as a humble senator in the halls of power. Speaking of power, Political corruption began to seep into the very fabric of Roman society. Bribery, nepotism, and embezzlement became the order of the day. The Senate, once a beacon of democratic governance, was now a den of self-serving opportunists whose only interest was the accumulation of personal wealth and power. And let us not forget the military. The very force that had forged the empire was now contributing to its downfall. Military overspending was rampant. The cost of maintaining legions across the empire was astronomical. The more Rome expanded, the more it needed to spend to protect its borders. It was a vicious cycle that the empire could not sustain. In an attempt to manage these mounting pressures, the empire was divided. The Eastern and Western Roman empires were born, each with its own emperor. But this division only served to expose the cracks in the armor of this once invincible entity. An empire divided, the Roman world was on the brink of a monumental change. Can you imagine a world where Rome, the invincible empire, falls? This was the grim reality that befell the Western Roman Empire. The mighty Rome, once a beacon of civilization and power, was brought to its knees, not by a singular catastrophic event, but by a series of unfortunate circumstances. One of the primary causes was the incessant invasions by barbarian tribes. The Visigoths, the Vandals, and the Ostrogoths, among others, relentlessly attacked the empire's borders. The once invincible Roman legions were stretched thin, trying to defend the vast territories from these relentless incursions. But Rome was not just falling from the outside, it was crumbling from within. The empire had grown too large, too unwieldy. The Roman identity, once a source of pride and unity, was slowly eroding. The citizens of Rome were losing their sense of belonging, their sense of purpose. Corruption and political instability were rampant. The emperors were no longer the paragons of virtue and wisdom they once were. They were more interested in their own power and wealth than in the welfare of their citizens. And then, the final blow came in the year 476. A Germanic chieftain named Odoacer toppled the last Roman emperor, a young boy named Romulus Augustus. The fall was so complete, so final, that it marked the end of more than 1,000 years of Roman rule. The once vibrant and bustling city of Rome was reduced to a shadow of its former self. But even in its fall, the Roman Empire left behind a legacy that continues to resonate to this day. Its laws, its language, its architecture, and its ideals have shaped the world in ways that are still evident. And thus, the sun set on the Roman Empire, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the world. The fall of Rome was not just the end of an empire, but the beginning of a new era in human history. What remains when an empire fades into the annals of history? This question invites us to consider the enduring legacy of the Roman Empire, which, despite its fall, continues to shape our modern world in profound ways. It's as if the echoes of Rome's grandeur reverberate through the ages, touching every facet of our lives, from the laws that govern us to the buildings that shelter us. The Roman Empire's influence on modern law cannot be overstated. The concept of innocent until proven guilty, a cornerstone of many judicial systems worldwide, has its roots in Roman law. The Codex Justinianus, a compilation of Roman laws and legal principles, remains a significant reference for modern legal scholars and practitioners. Language, too, bears the imprint of Rome. Latin, the language of the Romans, has shaped countless languages, including French, Spanish, Italian, and even English. Whether you're saying etc. or versus, you're invoking the language of an empire long gone. The architectural marvels of Rome also continue to inspire modern designs. The Roman arch, a structural element that allowed for the construction of massive buildings and aqueducts, is still widely used today. The domed ceilings of countless churches and governmental buildings pay homage to the Roman pantheon's grandeur. Even the concept of representative government, a cornerstone of many modern democracies, can trace its roots back to the Roman Republic. The system of checks and balances, the separation of powers, these ideas were born in the political structures of Rome. And let's not forget the Eastern Roman Empire, which survived the fall of its Western counterpart and continued as the Byzantine Empire for another 1,000 years. It served as a beacon of civilization, preserving and transmitting the cultural and intellectual heritage of Rome during the Middle Ages. The Roman Empire may have fallen, but its echoes can still be heard in our world today. From the laws we follow, the languages we speak, to the buildings we inhabit, and the governments we elect, Rome's grand legacy endures, a testament to an empire that, in its time, ruled the known world. History, as we've seen, is not just a collection of dates and events. It's a rich tapestry, woven from the threads of human experience. one that continues to shape our lives in countless ways. If you've enjoyed our journey through the rise and fall of Rome and you're hungry for more captivating stories from the annals of history, then we invite you to become a part of our community. Just hit that subscribe button and you'll get access to a wealth of content that will take you on a journey through time from the dawn of civilization to the present day. And don't forget to tap the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know when we release a new video. So come, join us on this grand adventure as we continue to explore the echoes of history and unravel the mysteries of our shared past. Until next time, keep the flame of curiosity burning, and remember, we are all part of the great human story.